Like it was getting silly. You were probably getting arrested in Vegas.
Anyways,
We're here because it is time for a second. Well, it's like the third podcast in a week. This is definitely a record. We barely pump out 3 in a month, but we needed another emergency podcast. Emergency podcast. We just had uh, what would it be called? The co-finals, the almost finals of the second last 5-star GP show. That's the best way to say it. So we need to come in and say, welcome to the Stardom Fan Podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Juno. That's who Tommy.
Yeah, baby. Oh, and that's who Tommy behind you. I'm above some kind of city. And yo, we got our brackets almost right. What do you have up on your screen now?
I
Like
have.
what we predicted, and
Yeah, it's actually pretty close.
it's close. Yeah, right.
I mean, maybe we didn't predict Azumi would win, but we did predict that it wouldn't have mattered. We're like, it doesn't matter who wins the May to Inaba or
Yes.
Azumi. Big Mike is just gonna do what she always does. Let's let's get into our bracket.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're here to sort of one because we're a sucker for a bracket, and since
Oh
the
yeah.
playoffs happened, we made the bracket a couple days ago, guessing how the 5-star GP is gonna shape up. And here we are after the first 2 rounds, and we're like, you know what? We might as well go to the semifinals and finals, and pop in real quick as we record. It's just about 8:30, August 30th, which means
Yo.
no, yo. Which means, which means like the pay-per-views are probably about to start, and so we gotta hurry up and get our updated bracket in.
I like that comment. This 5-star has been very good, even better that it's only 3 weeks instead of 2 months. I'm like 2 months. Like by the time you just reminded me of like the 5-stars. They started before the 5-stars. Remember, they would always have qualifying matches to see who made it into like the final spots. So that's like
Well, they did that here too, didn't they? Or
yeah,
did they not?
yeah, they
Now
did.
that I think about that, yeah, because that's how they got like Lady C to not get in or something like that.
Yeah, that's how
Sounds
they
about
got the
right.
pineapple, and that's how they got somebody else. I think maybe Raka, but it wasn't like half the slots are decided in a tournament for the tournament.
Yeah, that didn't start in May at least this time.
So where do you want to start? Azumi, May Sierra, Tomoka Inaba. You like that match, right?
No, it was interesting the way they did it. It was like basically the first they just kept like
Yeah,
fighting
it's a three-way
singles match
tie.
after singles match. Yeah, and then the first person to grab two wins. Um, it goes. Everyone had a chance. I
Well,
was rooting for Azumi ends up pulling it off.
yeah, it literally was 2 wins because, like, let's say they all, yeah, it was like Azumi faces May, then May faces Inaba, then Inaba faces Azumi, and they pulled straws. But like, I guess technically, if they all would have drew the first like three matches, it still would have ended up being whoever got their second win, right? Or their no, that would have been first win. That's
Yeah,
how
if they would have,
that's how
no
math
one won
works.
2 in a row. Like if
Yeah, when
Sierra could have like won 2 in a row, or like Inaba, but
yo, that was
Azumi.
interesting. Yeah, like Inaba comes in. I think she beat May, and so like they're all
Mhm.
tied at 2 points. Or no, she's got her 2 points, and then Azumi beats her. Now they're all tied with 2 points, but now Inaba has to leave. So now she's basically out no matter what because it was Azumi
Yeah,
versus
no
May.
chance to win. Yeah, and they
That
both
was
had the
actually
one.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it was a interesting way to do that, and I actually like that a lot better than like a triple threat, because I mean that can be more shenanigans. This was, I mean, I don't know, in 10 minutes we got 5 matches. It was They're all pretty good when Inaba and May Sierra were in it.
by the way, this was totally a ball. Like the strike box, it's like knee to shoulder, knee to shoulder. It's like who's she throwing to? John Cena? I want to know who's catching. But yeah, none of them had a shot anyways because after they went down to the wire and it went down to the fourth match, Azumi wins, and then she was gonna have to run into Big Mike.
Yeah, well, yeah, we did say it
which we
wasn't
did
gonna
predict.
matter. Yeah, this is our original bracket we're showing, and yeah, no matter who won that first match, Maika was going undefeated,
Yes.
and at least going into the semifinals. Super producer Ara Palos is in the house. Your job is to please make sure me and or Juno and sound similar. It'll make it easier for producing. The same volume.
Every week it's a mystery, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know. It's like we never change any setting, and then I go back into recording. I'm like, wow, am I loud?
Well, yes. So yeah, we nailed that for sure.
And Micah going to the semifinals. We knew that was happening, and we picked
Boing.
the next thing. We picked the next winner, Mayu versus Natsupoi. Another great match with a whole bunch of kicks to face, and I think the Nike logo on Natsupoi's the bottom of Natsupoi's shoe ended up on Mayu's chin. She kicked her so hard, but Mayu ends up pulling that match off.
Uh, yeah. Actually, I think Mayu, like the finishing what is it called? Dragon suplex, sleeper suplex, whatever it's called. She suplexes Natsupoi, and Natsupoi just like smashes Mayu in the face. Because after Mayu pins her for the 1, 2, 3, like it wasn't like the usual. Like these girls are awesome where they do like the bridging pin, where it's like I'm gonna hit you with my move and I'm already pinning you.
Hmm.
And then usually the other girl is they either just do like they roll over or the ref has to like when they're stuck in the mat because their heels are in the air, you have to like flip them over. But Natsupoi rolled over and she was like landed so weird where she like literally rolled over Mayu's face. So that also could have been what it was.
Yeah, I actually thought Mayu busted her nose on the back of like Poi's head during the bridge or something too. That's what I originally thought until it looked like she had a boot print on her fucking face from chin to nose. But it could also just be Natsupoi head.
True. Also, yes, I do not care about a GTO spoiler. I only have enough time to follow like Stardom and then one other knockoff promotion. Tomoka Inaba lost her. Yeah, was she like the world champ or something? And then they're like, "Hey, do you want to come to Stardom and like job out
I'll say
with Lady C?" And she's like, "Oh yes, please. That's a big upgrade.
maybe that makes her full time.
Hopefully, she's really good." Um,
Oh, yeah, I like her a lot. And you know what? It's funny. I'm actually glad you brought this up because I believe she was the star of that first match. Like every
oh
time
yeah,
Adaba was in there, I think we both said it because we watched the show last night, had a little watch along, and in the Discord, startofben.com, click on the Discord, and yeah, I was just like, wow, Adaba's really good. It's like Adaba's really good, and I think you actually like the younger Starlight's or Starlight's friend,
she's probably Starlight's friend.
Rita's friend. I used to Starlight running New Blood. Now Rita's running New Blood. Uh, the bad guy, the younger one, I think even like better. But there's something in that water too. The Inabas are amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Her sister is better though.
Someday we're gonna have an Inaba versus Hanan sister civil war.
Um, no, we're just gonna have the little sisters versus the big sisters. The little sisters are better. Um,
Dude, we had Hanan for Suzu Suzuki.
yeah, we. What else is there to say about Mayu Iwatani versus Natsupoi though? Like, just it's like
Watch
when
it.
yeah, it's like when a match is so good. Well, there was the thing where yeah, when the match is so good, what do you talk about? There was the thing where Natsupoi kept trying to go to like one of the turnbuckles to do like her sparkle splash, and like it wasn't tightened or something. She almost kept eating shit.
Yes, and then you made a point too. So Mayu goes and does a move off the same turnbuckle, and she's looked a little off balance. But you said, that's or Mayu was probably like, "Yeah, you couldn't get it to work. I will."
Yeah, it's like there was a part where Natsupoi like she can't stand up. It's like she's got like a baby doll. Like there's something's going on with this turnbuckle where she just can't stand on it, and then she just like uh gently climbs down and goes for a kick to the face to Mayu. But yeah, Mayu was like, I bet I can do it. And you know what?
Mhm.
On that like blocky turnbuckle that was like buckling, she got some. I would say she got some air, but that building that smoky bar room that they were in, like that ceiling is pretty low.
No, what a weird building. Like this card was stacked. I mean, granted, they booked this building a long time or a time ago for the second to last 5-star show, but my goodness,
It was
it
the
sold 508 people sold out, and that's what they're telling you. Man, they had people hanging
oh
from the rafters. They had people hiding under the ring. Like if they could stuff a person in that building, like people were watching it outside. Like this show was amazing.
yeah, that's just what the fire code is allowed to put in that building. But they were right up on the ring. Like the girls had no room to breathe. Like there were so many people packed into this place. I heard that people were like going up to the ticket counter like the same day, and they're like, "We can't print it." Like we're trying. They were literally trying to find like places they could put a chair. And then of course
Weren't you telling me you went on the main site and they ended up selling standing room only?
oh yeah,
We don't see that too
they
often for
sold
these.
out. Yeah, that's why I think this number isn't accurate because they sold out and it says 508, but they were selling standing room only, and like they were at the you could walk up and like, hey, we might have a seat. Like they were literally trying to find every square inch to pack people in.
This crowd was a little bit wild too. Could you imagine if they did if they went to Corkin and had the 1600 for this show? That would have been fucking amazing.
Well, it's like nostalgic. It was the smoky bar room that they usually have like men in wife beaters with smoking
That's it.
cigarettes.
That's
That's
the only thing that was missing was
Shinjuku. Yeah,
yeah, go back.
that guy goes to Merigold shows now.
Uh,
All those fans, all the
it's
guy,
fantastic.
all the super based fans who would just sit there not making any emotion or clapping or anything, just smoking like crazy. Those are Hazuki's people. Like man, they love Hazuki though. Like I remember like those old videos where like they would just sit there and not react to anything, but then they see a Hazuki and they were like Hazuki and like throwing shit in the ring, and it
Well,
was
she is
awesome.
pretty cool.
And Ann's pretty cool.
Goddamn right. She kicked the shit out of Suzu. That's how I remember it.
I think that's what happened.
Dude, and then I think I said that at the end. I mean, obviously Suzu got her stuff in because that's just wrestling.
Yeah.
But yo, at the end, I believe I said, like, "Yo, Hanan just whooped her ass." Like that was a great fucking match. And Hanan, she does her one smile pose, and after that, she's been all business. She is not fucking around.
Oh, I might as well mention it because we're talking about Hanan. Like her sisters were saying like, or we were talking about like who was born first, like who's actually the youngest. And then I'm like, you think that's something like that they hold whatever one is a little bit older, it's like holds over the other one. Like, see, I do everything first. Suzu got dropped on her deathmatch wrestler head. She probably liked it.
Twice.
Twice. Yeah, she learned her lesson. Remember, she tried to go for three against Sayori and she got rolled up.
Sayori needed 3.
Yeah. Well, she might have needed more than three because she went for three and she got rolled up. So she would have needed like do that math 6, 7, 8.
Eh, you are right. And Anne's gonna break all the records. I said under my breath, maybe it was a whisper on the last podcast, but Hanan's gonna win this whole thing to be the first one to ever win Cinderella and 5-star, and probably lose
What?
both cash-ins. No, that's probably not gonna happen. But yeah, fucking Hanan, dude, goes up against Shuri. But before that, we have Starlight Kid and Saya Kamitani,
Oh, we also got
and
that
all
one right.
that. And yeah, I know another match we got
And we
right. How
got
do you like
that one
that?
right, dude. We were like on fire.
This is our best, like, this is in Stardom fan lore. This is literally the best bracket I think we've ever done.
This
Um,
is this Matt. Well, and then Hanan goes on to beat Suzu, who it was a tie. So in that same night, she had to wrestle Suzu and Shuri. And
yo, that's wild.
a little spoiler here, it's like I was only a little upset that Hanan freaking picks up the win because it was literally the one match that like ruined our bracket. It would have been 100%.
I know.
And we're still gonna be
I've never been
100%
so
though
happy to be wrong.
when Saya wins the whole deal.
I know. But what if? All right. Is there a chance? Well, you said this. You said, like in your mind, the winner between Starlight and Saya Kamitani was going to win the whole thing. Was that
Yeah.
just because you assumed that Starlight had 0% chance of winning?
Maybe. Yeah, it's like the winner between Starlight Kid and Saya. Saya wins the whole tournament. That's what I meant to say. Also, I'm looking at this photo and I'm seeing how the chocolate's made. That is that's a good that's a good thigh slap right there.
I
That's
don't see a thigh slap. I see Mayu Iwatani like sort of bracing herself to really get the kick in there and have it land.
oh, so it's like yeah, you make okay, I can see that.
I stopped watching Penn and Teller because they started to show how their tricks are done. Like I don't
No,
want to see. I don't want to see how the magic trick is done.
no, you're wrong.
A mark is a mark.
You're wrong. That's what makes it magical. Because anybody can tell you how to like, oh look, there's a string there. There's like a hidden trap door, whatever. But like, if you look at a picture of Mayu Iwatani slapping her thigh doing a kick, and then you go back and watch that match and you still can't see it, that's magic.
I was actually gonna say the same thing about Penn and Teller. When they tell you how they did the trick, and you still can't see how they did the trick, yeah, that's
Dude,
Mayu Iwatani.
oh yeah. Fuck, this is going so off the rails. They have
That's what we get for doing our fourth podcast in a week.
yeah, there's always
It's like we stopped talking about wrestling 40 minutes ago.
there's like a ball and cups trick where it's like you shuffle the cups and it's like it's under this one now it's under this one it's like teleporting ball whatever and they do the trick, they tell you how they do the trick, they do the trick a second time like oh you still didn't get it, they explain it a second time and then they make the cups see through and you still can't see how they do it. Oh, that's magic. So is Mayu and so is Poi.
That was great. There's a point where it's like,
Fourth
I
fod
think
of
we
the
were
week
watching
get
with
10
Cole and
views, more like trying to keep up with the fourth show of the week.
Yeah, Natsupoi puts up a great match, and there's a world where Natsupoi is the white belt champion forever too, or she is the white belt champion, right?
Oh, but you know what?
Oh, that makes sense then, because she's like really good. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because she's part of, like in Cosmic Angels, like she's part of Meltier. She seems like the side character. She's part of, was it Restart? Is that what they called? Or
Her
the
well
with her
Kyrie
and
Kyrie was definitely the side character there.
yeah, and then there's champions with the real effing cool Sayori. It's like still I feel like Natsupoi's a side character. It's like you never really get to see how amazing
Well, yeah,
uh Poi is.
I felt that way about Saya when she was the white belt champ, where it's like I didn't like really buy into it, like become like a huge fan of her as like the white belt champ until it was like defense number 18, and it was like the one that she lost. Like, damn it, I got on the boat too late. I thought this, I thought she was gonna have a Roman Reigns like never-ending title reign, kind of like Mayu's IWGP championship. That's never ending.
But she did. It's funny you said so. She's the IWGP champion. She's fighting Poi. At one point, I would have because hasn't she said that she wants to be the greatest IWGP champion at what like ever? So I marked out. So fucking
Well, you had a
Mayu
good
does the
quote. You
tombstone, and then she goes like she does the Rainmaker pose. The camera zooms out. I'm like, oh my god! I swear. And then Mayu picks Poi up
she's gonna go for a
Okada
German.
used to. No, I thought I was
Oh
expecting
yeah,
the Rainmaker.
she wraps her around the
Yo,
waist like she's going for a rainmaker.
yeah, and then it turns into German, which is also cool. But
Well,
I'm
it was
like, yo,
actually well, what
she
she
wanted
did
to
was
break all Okada's records. I'm like, fuck, that would have been so fucking great.
she goes for the tombstone, picks her up, wraps her up like she's going for a German, picks her up for the German, and then Poi like goes to do like was a schoolboy or whatever and roll Mayu up, and Mayu just like hulks her back up and
Catches it, yeah, yeah.
just jerks her and deadlifts her back into the suplex. Ugh.
And you don't see that too often either. Like
Well,
that was cool. She went, yeah, she went for like the schoolboy, and boy, it was just like,
well,
like a big.
sometimes
Oh,
you'll
it's
see
something
that
else.
move. Sometimes you'll see that move, and the person like getting suplex will like do a little push up off the ground. Not that time. Mayu's and like I also like this. Oh, we can talk about this match forever too. There was a crazy spot where Mayu goes for her super kick, and then it was straight up like a Street Fighter thing or like a Mortal Kombat, like where like you don't block, you just do your attack, and it's gonna dodge their attack. Mayu goes for the super kick, and then Poi like dodges with a spin kick. So
Boys spin
awesome.
kicks are so fucking cool, dude, aren't they?
That could have been where Mayu lost her face.
It could have been, and I'll tell you what, Mayu isn't slapping any legs here. They are kicking the shit out of each other.
I do find it funny when I watch a match and then after Mayu like wins and you just see like she's imperfect, like she looks like she didn't even break a sweat, but her thigh is like beet red. And I'm like,
That's how she checks the kicks.
well, it's intimidation, all right? You want to get that sound too. Yeah, look at that suplex. I think this might have been the one where like Poi's butt like just lands right on Mayu's face. Look at that face. Oh man, that was awesome. And I think
Yeah,
that
there was even a moment of zombie Mayu in that match too, huh?
a little bit, yeah. She didn't. Well, she didn't really need to because Mayu
Well, there was a
dominated.
moment you thought Mayu was unconscious for a second.
But, well, that was when Poi. They could have both. I don't know.
Yeah, when Poi
But Poi
didn't know what
couldn't.
to do when she was on the rope, and it definitely was a awkward moment, I guess. But it's a fight. Fights are allowed to be awkward. But yeah, you're like maybe Mayu's just like out of it.
Yeah. Oh. And then right here, I go into these photos. Mayu's got boo boo face.
Oh, but in closing for this match, no one loves her job more than Mayu, right?
Oh, look at this
Every time
kick,
Mayu kicks somebody, she's smiling because she knows how fucking fun it is to whoop somebody's ass.
dude. Everything they do is like it looks like someone painted it. Like this, if you got AI to like, hey, give me an awesome picture of wrestling, these are the photos you get.
Natsupoi's strikes, especially her kicks, are just like top notch, man.
Yo.
Yo,
And in conclusion, like that was us discussing the Hanan Syuri match.
is that where that started?
Yes, 3 hours ago. Awesome. Yeah, that match we can talk about like Hanan and Syuri. Like Syuri beat the hell out of Hanan, like you would expect.
You
And
know what was cool though? I liked the beginning of. I'm convinced at the beginning of Shuri matches, they have a gentleman's or gentle ladies agreement that you know what, we're just gonna shoot wrestle. I guess the smart people would call it for 2 minutes, and because like some of her ground and pound stuff and her wrestling at the beginning of matches just looks so real, and I was like, it looked great because it was Shuri like the fucking UFC legit fighter versus Hanan, black belt in judo, like chain wrestling at the beginning. That was an amazing start to a match.
oh yeah, for sure. And I don't even know if it's so much like Shuri's agreeing to like, hey, let's just wrestle for real. It's more like Shuri's just like playing with her food. She's like, yeah, try to get out of this headlock. That'd be cool. All right, try to get out of
You
this
know how they
armbar.
say call it in the ring? Be like, all right, keep calling it. Oh wait, oh you want to stand up? I dare you, stand up.
I bet Shuri probably does that a lot. Like, oh yeah, like, oh okay. They said we're supposed to do this, and Shuri's like, nah, just let me do it. Let me handle it.
Sometimes her the openings don't always look believable, but this one did. Being
Yeah,
against that Hanan,
because you made a good
I
point.
don't think.
You're like Shuri's is like a badass ass kicker, kickboxer, UFC fighter, but then and usually like at the beginning when she's doing her chain wrestling, it looks kind of hokey because it's like Shuri, just choke him out. But
And
Hanan,
sometimes it seems like Shuri's wrestling herself,
yeah, you
like a
said like
just a broomstick.
Hanan is like a legit like champion, like black belt judo champion. So
Yeah,
like it
so
looked awesome.
there's a point where Hanan must have been like, "Oh, thank you. Like I get to do what I do."
So speaking of like Shuri and like just calling it in the ring, like there's awesome stories of like Well, it's a Hulk Hogan. Actually, I think this one's actually true. It's a rare, like, true Hulk Hogan story. Like, when Hogan was gonna face Andre, and then he's like, "What are we supposed to do, Andre?" And then Andre's like, "Yo, you let me handle it in the ring." And then it's like, imagine like you go to pick up Andre for the body slam, and he goes up for you. And you're like, "Holy shit!" And then like you go to pin him, and he just doesn't kick out.
That's what it's like when Shuri let me call into the ring, and you're just like, is that why Hanan looked terrified coming to the ring? Like, oh no,
Oh
how many
well,
buzzsaw kicks to the face? At one point, didn't Shuri have Hanan in the sleeper that put Mayu to sleep? Like, there was a point where you're like, oh no, Hanan. Yes, you got the picture up. Hanan almost went nighty night.
that is
And
terrifying.
Shuri, dude, I'm glad you showed that picture. Shuri, the time she entered the arena, she had game face on. There was no,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's boo boo face.
dude. You see, you
You
see
told
the
me that
Shuri,
term, and I'm just gonna every time I say, I'm just gonna use that for every wrestler now.
and I say I hate it, but now I learned that it's apparently a thing. I don't like it, but I guess you can see it
Is
also,
that boo boo
or it
face?
looks like no, that's Shuri breaking your arm face.
Oh,
Like Shuri looked like if you see her, you know, how sometimes like you see a person walking down the street, they got a big mean dog. I'm just going to cross the street. I
yeah.
see Shuri walking by herself. Shit, looking with that face on, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a dangerous situation.
So yeah,
I just start throwing my phone and wallet at her, and then I walk across the street. I'm like, take everything.
yo, even this face, so this is terrifying. She's like, okay, so the face here where she looks like she wants to murder you, that's scary. But then when she's got you in an armbar and she's trying to break your arm and she looks like she's deciding what she wants to have for dinner later,
It, it's like yeah, it's like that face, like you know when you're
that's even
thinking and
worse.
your tongue's like at the side of your mouth. That's like hers. Like, which way should I twist this arm? Wow.
Yeah. Turns out this is just the greatest Stardom show of the year. It's gonna be better than the
Dude,
finals.
it was one of, I say it a lot because I'm a gimmick, but like I'm watching this show and I'm like, yo, match of the night, match of the night, match of the night. But this week it was true. Like this show was literally a must watch from beginning to end after the first match.
Like this photo, Syuri looks like puzzled because anybody else has like a 90-degree bend in their arm right now and not the right 90 degrees. But Hanan is like quadruple jointed, so like she was getting bent like a pretzel.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, Shuri's confused. She's like, usually when I make your elbows touch behind your back, you quit.
And Hanan is like, oh, I love this. Everything about this. Whoever did the photos for this, like they captured like every awesome moment. Like sometimes they're not great photos, but today, whoever they should start crediting whoever takes these photos because they're fucking badass.
Or if they're not going to credit them, we'll just put them on StardomFan.com.
I'll just say I took them. I
There's
took
no
these
reason not
photos.
to. Yeah, great photo taken.
But Hanan stuck through it, ends up getting her ass kicked the whole match after already wrestling Suzu, and she rolls up Syuri for the 1, 2, 3.
Dude, Hanan wins this match. Sure, she instantly, like, I don't know.
Hello,
That's the stuff
Cole.
that gets to me is that, oh, I don't
Yo.
want to know you.
It sounds like
All right,
I
that's
just
the only time. That's the only time you can interrupt me is if Cole joins. Cole.
I just remembered what that kind of reminded me of. It's like you're ordering food, like a fast food, and you're like, "Can I get a cheeseburger? No pickle." I'm like, "Yo." You're like, "No, yo." Can I get a cheeseburger? No, yo.
The yeah, Hanan instantly. I don't know if it's like a Shuri match and you just get hurt. It's the adrenaline dump, or she's happy that she made the final four for the first time at a 5 star. Hanan starts like bawling her eyes out like she's the champion. Dude, I was like, you can almost not even help to feel the emotion. That should have been the main event. It was so fucking good.
Oh, you just reminded me like when we were watching this match. I just noticed how huge Hanan was because like Shuri is like a ass kicker, like grown woman, and Hanan was like towering over her. And I think I said that I think Shuri's the underdog.
You did say that.
I didn't believe it.
Size alone, but like yeah, Shuri presents herself as a fighter.
I didn't believe that she was the underdog, but it turns out she was because Hanan pulled it out. She had a cool thing she said too. We still have one more match to get to, but after because well we went over Maika first, but she's the last match, and she calls out all the three other quarterfinalist winners, and they're all speaking. Actually, Saya didn't speak. That's a drag. We don't talk when other people tell us to. That's lame. I think she just told. Actually, what she did was it ends up being well, we already said that Starlight had no shot. The final four: Saya Kamitani, Hanan, Mayu Iwatani, and Maika. So that's
Dude,
crazy.
a few things are surprising. Micah seems to always be in there, not surprising.
Yeah, she's
Mayu
undefeated.
always, yeah, right, yeah, especially this year being undefeated, amazing. Mayu always finds a way to lose these things in these shows, so
Not
that's
this
almost
year.
surprising. Not this year. Mayu's on a warpath. Saya Kamatani, I think we just assumed even before she went dark that she was winning this thing, and then Hanan in the final four. Let's fucking go. Get rid of that cyber kitty and let's push Hanan to the roof to the fucking glass ceiling, baby. It's time.
Right? Here we go. I was looking for the. Oh, that's the photo right there. I was gonna say, only thing Saya said because like talking about other people tell you to is a drag. Cutting promos, that's lame. We just do what we want to do. She takes the mic from Maika. That's like a tongue twister. And she just it's not like these two are the finalists. She just like she just assumes she's gonna beat Hanan. And then she also assumes that Maika is just gonna beat Mayu and Mayu's gonna choke or something, like she always usually does in these tournaments. She's like,
Yeah,
Maika,
Saya was
Maika,
funny when she
get
came out.
ready.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
almost
she
makes me think she's overlooking Hanan. That's not a good idea.
dude, Hanan in the finals. Fuck, that'd be so goddamn cool.
Let me tell you, if Hanan somehow beats Saya and makes it to the finals, I want to see Mayu versus Hanan so bad.
Dude.
Also, yeah, I was saying earlier, it's like we got it wrong. Syuri did not win. That was the one match we got wrong. This entire
Yeah.
bracket.
I'll tell you what, but if we're gonna get Shuri wrong, at least it's because Hanan beat her and not Suzu.
So, but we also predicted that Saya Kamatani was going to beat Syuri. So, like, if Saya beats Hanan, is that like a half point, or do we round up? Do we give ourselves the point?
Yeah, it's like if you're doing like a March Madness bracket, you'd still end up as long as your winner doesn't lose, you're still good. Yeah, we're pretty much undefeated here. The thing is, it's like if we thought Saya was going to beat Shuri, there's no chance in hell Hanan can beat Saya, right?
Unless she's overlooking her, and
Uh,
Hanan's got that. She's got that tiger spirit.
she's a lioness, baby.
Oh, yeah, she's that Starlight kid. She's got that lion spirit. Yeah, what a show. Yeah,
You
match
want
of
to
the year.
finish up on what you think Oh, if you had a thought on the show, yeah, please do. Otherwise, I was going to say, do you want to change any of our brackets or to think how we think this is going to end?
Well, I also like.
Are we going to change our mind?
Yeah, maybe, probably. I don't know. I actually don't know. Usually, you have a good idea of like who could be the winner, but I have no idea. I was gonna find the new Forever Foes Starlight Kid. Where the heck was it? She was.
Oh, that's worth saying. They took the mic after Saya took the mic after kicking the shit out of Starlight, right?
I think they were just. I think they Starlight Kid was just talking. Wait, who was talking shit first? Starlight. Starlight says once again because this is after she lost to Saya. Once again, you ruined my 5 star. uh, I guess I have to go back and maybe watch that match. The last time they face off in a 5 star, because we never talked about that. Like I thought it was like Saya doesn't give a shit how she drops you because she goes for her Star Crusher, and instead
Mm-hmm.
of like dropping Starlight Kid like flat on her back like she usually does, she just like drops her on her head inside. And I thought that was an accident. but it turns out, or that she just didn't give a shit, which she also might not. Turns out that was on purpose because apparently she did that move to Starlight Kid like a couple of years ago.
Oh.
And she says, Starlight, or Saya, you brought back that move from 2 years ago. I hate it now, or I hate you now, and I hate. She goes, losing to you is super annoying. I hate you, Saya Kamitani. And in addition to being the opponent I least want to lose to, you're also the heel I hate the most. Just like raging. And I'm pretty sure Saya just says, like, well, I'm pretty unpopular, so get over it.
That's fucking great.
She says the gap between us since our first time in the 5-star 4 years ago hasn't even been close to being bridged. You're not even close to my feet, and you never will be. Saya's the best. And also yeah. So we're getting some Neo Genesis hate feuds going, and Starlight Kid says, "Say whatever you want. I'll sew your mouth shut."
Oh.
And then yeah, and then Saya doesn't have to say anything else. She's too cool for that.
All right, the final four, baby. We got Maika versus Mayu Iwatani on the left side of the bracket, and we have Hanan versus Saya Kamitani on the right side.
If Kamitani wins the 5-star, Natsuko keeps the red belt. That's a setup for hate civil war. Ooh, I like that. It's too early to do that with this. No, there's too many members already. Like, you can kick out Tora. You don't gotta break up the whole group, but you could kick out like one or two of them.
I don't even know if it's possible.
I like that idea.
You gotta love the internet these days, because there was a lot of our comments on our YouTube is Japanese fans, and we can read it thanks to Google Translate. And one of my favorite ones was, all right, so Saya's got to hurry up and beat Natsuko so she can go to Merigold and beat up Anutami. I'm like, yes, please. Like, yes, I want that so bad. Like, Saya is the leader of Merigold, and I don't have to watch Natsuko anymore. Like, I don't know if that guy was booking, but I liked it.
Saya's got to win this tournament and get that belt back, because after Saya wins the red belt, Tommy can win the Merigold Dream Festival. I don't actually know what they call it.
It's not over yet?
Believe this.
Tell me it starts when this one ends.
It starts the same day. August 31st.
Are they in the same building?
Finals of the 5. Yeah, Rossi just like
Rossi's like
seconds.
Like, how they have the Tokyo City, like there's like all those arenas, like fucking Marigolds in like Tokyo City Hall, and while fucking Stardoms and Hall number 2 or in Korakuen.
The Merigold 5-star G1 Classic, their version of the 5-star starts the same day that the 5-star ends. So Tommy's going to win that, and then she's going to pull a swerve when she drives and challenge Saya Kamitani. That's my fantasy booking.
And then they combine the belts.
Actually, no, I just meant
Rossi starts booking with Shawn Michaels.
No, I just meant that because apparently, like, these wrestling promoters like don't actually read the contract. Like, Rossi's gonna sign the contract when Tommy. She's like, I want to challenge for the red belt. Didn't say which red belt she was challenging for. If you don't know, Merigold also has like a red and white belt. They basically just, they basically copy
I'm surprised
everything.
It's not a star, not upside down.
A sideways
star, a six-sided star.
The Star of David, 6-sided Tam Nakano star. So yeah, if you guys don't know, like, Rossi made Stardom, and then he left Stardom. Actually, got fired for Stardom for trying to start his own company, and now he made like Stardom 2.0, which is just like a rip-off of Stardom. But I don't know if you could call it a rip-off because it was his ideas, but I like calling it a rip-off because it sounds funnier.
It's important that I jump in here because some people just assume you're a hater when you say stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, you wanted to be a Merigold fan. You really did, because you love your Utami and you love some of the girls there. The problem is, It's
Yeah.
just not any good. The problem is just not any good. He
It's like,
tried. He tried to love them.
yeah. It's
It's similar to the reason why you're allowed to talk trash about AEW because for some reason you watch it every week. I'm like, why do you keep watching it? You're like, I don't know.
because I'm a
I hate
sicko.
myself.
That's who Tony Khan books for. Books for us sickos. You know, oh, I can't say that. Yeah, Merigold is great. I mean, it could be great. It's frustrating that it's not great. It's got all like these awesome wrestlers.
Ugh,
Presentation's really good. It's basically Stardom. Like you think I would. It's made by the same fucking guy. You think I would love it, but it's like you're sitting here watching Power Rangers. Power Rangers is great, and then all of a sudden you're like, what the or oh man, I can't. Super is it Super Sentai? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I try to make a good analogy. Yeah, I think that checks out. Super. I think it's Sentai, right?
We better finish this up. Now we're
Yeah.
googling. I
This
don't
is.
know what a Super Sentai is. Is that something I gotta watch or read?
I think it starts with like Unagi. Stars Unagi. It's
Wait,
like
Super Sentai was Power Rangers before Power Rangers?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
They
Or are they
now
Power Rangers? Are they the same thing?
no, but also yes. It's like is
Oh,
Marigold Stardom? Well, no, technically no, but yes.
oh.
But my analogy, I screwed up my analogy because I think Power Rangers is better. So we're gonna get a lot of hate from the Japanese fans that I'm saying Power Rangers is better, but it is better. Let's deal with it.
Well, you're also American. Can you go back to the bracket? We got to finish our final four. I
I mean,
wins.
it
Does
does.
Saya still win, or does Micah go undefeated?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're just assuming Mayu gets eliminated. That's
Mayu versus Micah is huge, dude.
do we keep our do we oh man do we still
That
think
could be
Sai?
match of the year right
Let's just
there.
work our way back. We think Sai is still winning.
There's a little piece of me. I believe I pretend to at least say that I called Hanan winning the Cinderella night one. I also want to believe I called Hanan winning the 5 star. Whether I did or didn't, that's something else.
Oh,
But if Hanan does not win the 5 star, it's let's just say the winner comes out of the right side. It's either going to be Hanan or Saya Kamitani.
the winner between Saya Kamitani and Hanan. This is the same. This is what we did last week, where it's like the winner between Hanan and Saya is the winner, but we don't think Hanan has a shot.
Yeah, like the winner between Starlight Kid and Saya's the winner, but there's no chance in hell Starlight Kid wins. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Saya gets by. Do you think it's going to be Saya? I think the biggest question mark is probably Micah versus Mayu.
Mike, yeah, for sure. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know. I want to be right, but I also want like all my favorites to win, and I like them all.
This bracket is great, man. I mean, it's really good. It is at the point. It's not too often where it's like there's actually four, like in the final
Oh,
four. Usually, there's someone that's just gonna be like, we're gonna get annoyed, like Suzu making it way too far last year. Like, there's a point where like right now, it's like any any one of these four women winning this thing is like amazing.
yeah. I don't. I kind of want Mayu. I want two belt Mayu. It's kind of annoying. It's annoying she hasn't been the champ. I'm also making my this long graphic. I mean, don't let that be a spoiler of who I'm like changing my pick to.
Two belt Mayu, and there was someone in YouTube. I don't know if it was a Japanese fan or Sebastian commenting on one of the videos uh, that two belt Mayu and then combining the belts because fuck the IWGP belt.
But that's the best belt.
I don't think that happens. I know you say that, but there's no getting rid of my red star. Keep my stars.
Can I just like make Hanan Hanan? Let's change our pick. Let's go for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Hanan will be the winner of the 5 star Grand Prix. She's gonna cry her eyes out as they put the crown on her head, and I don't. It doesn't even matter who she beats.
Well, if we're doing that, could we also change it and then
Hanan versus Mayu.
yeah.
Yeah, icon versus future icon.
I think they're both icons.
And you know what else is weird? We have Patreon like supporters, and I'd like to thank them as we do every week. We have a free tier, and there's a couple of you. I see
Yeah.
you fucking hanging out there.
Hell yeah. Why
Juno
not?
Knobloch and the Silent J.
Yeah.
Angel Tokyo and Z Man. I see you there. You get previews of the stuff that we put up there. There's songs, there's videos, there's a little extra stuff in there every now and again. I Want Victims is a Stardom fan though, at the big whopping $1, and the original Top Kawaii, like since day one practically, the Twilight Dream. Juno, we have a World of Stardom fan champion, don't you know? And that is Jake.
White boy.
That sounds about right. And there is a Stardom fan icon, and that is the one, the only chicken.
So
I would like to thank everyone in chat that we've talked about so far. Shout out to Apollos for being, I don't know,
facts check.
fun.
He fact checks.
For fact checking us. That's why I call him
Actually,
the
I do.
super producer. He does two things. He like tells us when our volumes are off, and he tells us when we're wrong. That's when I no sell him. However,
Actually, I do gotta give him a shout out because like sometimes like we'll be talking, it's like I'm so focused on what I'm doing, I'll check like hours later, and we'll be like, oh, who won this match? Or like last week, I think we were looking for a bracket, and then I pulled one up, and he already had like the whole like finished thing. Like he DM'd me like everything. He's always sending me stuff that like I never check, unfortunately. But thank you.
yeah, he's good people and a Florida guy, which I don't know what that means other than half the Florida.
Oh, start.
Right.
I have one more. This thing that Saya said.
Oh well, I was gonna real quick say friend of the show, Enigma V4 with Talk for Glory. It's probably the only other podcast we promote because he helps promote us. And my
Yes, sir.
third favorite YouTube channel is Kevin Cabeza with a shout out. He goes on YouTube as Sephiroth. So when you search that, you'll either get a whole lot of Final Fantasy, which is good, or you'll find that he basically makes a greatest hits of our stuff and takes our hour and a half streams and turns them into 5 minutes of Juno
Oh,
being.
the what? You cut out.
Oh, really? Did I actually cut out when I was shouting out Kevin? Remember to shout out Kevin Cabeza?
I mean, you could do it again.
All right. Well, I was shooting. I was shot. There was a special shout out to Enigma V4
Yeah.
and friend of the show, Talk for Glory, the only podcast that we promote because they help promote us, and we are on the same team, baby. Um, and Kevin Cabeza, who goes on YouTube as Sephiroth. You can search that up, and it'll either show you a whole bunch of Final Fantasy, but if you keep scrolling, sooner or later it'll come to Stardom fan clips, and he basically makes greatest hits compilations, and they're hilarious.
Oh, I also want to shout out friend of the show.
StardomFan.com.
StardomFan.com. I also want to shout out friend of the show Dutch Mantel. Shout out.
Dirty Dutch?
Yeah.
Why did you get him to say us somehow?
I'm just saying he's friend of the show.
Oh, he's a friend. Remember when they had that show where I was like, I think I texted you. I was like, I was almost disappointed because I obviously wasn't gonna do it, but I figured you would. Dirty Dutch had a show where like he wanted to rate like wrestling podcasts for some reason, so people were just like calling in and like just writing the shows they like, and if there was like one vote, he would say it on his podcast, and I was like, I'm listening to it, I'm like, how does none of our motherfuckers like put us up on here?
I don't even know about that, and I like his stuff. You should have voted
Oh
for.
yeah.
Oh,
Of course I should have, but I don't know. DirtyDutchMantel@gmail.com. I don't know. I never know if it's two L's or one.
Ugh. Is it dot? Is it spelled dot?
Do I spell the dot? All right, play
Also go
Cyan, would ya?
to dutchmantel@gmail.com if you want tales from the Shit. I've heard that promo so many times. Like, I'll sign it
Dude,
for
I was
ya.
gonna say you're about to do Dirty Dutch commercials.
Yeah, why not?
Someone please send it to Dutch Mental. If you
Not
go to
until-
Dirty Dutch
Not
at
if he doesn't pay me.
gmail.com, you can get a signed Tales from the Dirt Road book, or you
Dirt
can just get it on
Road.
Amazon and it's not signed.
I do find that funny where he's like, yeah, here's my personal email. Just I'll sign it if you like send it to me.
He's got someone working on a website for him, but I think that keeps falling through. So he's just like, I don't know, send me an email and then probably a cashier's check and a money order, and maybe you'll get the.
Yeah, you'll get it back maybe.
Hey, it worked when I got that Cornet signed graphic novel. It was like I sent him money, and like a year later, I was like, "Oh shit, my book came in."
A year later, he drove the mile and a half to the post office. Those are the best stories from his show. It's so funny. Like, I find that about a lot of the stuff I listen to. It's like you tune in for like whatever you're into, like whatever the podcast is about. But then the stuff I find like the funniest is just when it's like, I went to the post office today, and just like random stuff. I'll have you know, one of our most like popular podcasts with like the most views is the one where we talk about cookies. So
It's very controversial.
people need.
Some people say we don't take it seriously.
Some people say we don't take cookies seriously enough, and that we should do a sequel episode.
Well, they need to come out with more cookies. All right. Well, what do you think? All right. Let me do a segue to this clip you've been holding on to. What do you assume that a Saya Kamitani cookie either tastes or smells like?
Smells like? I don't know about that. Probably smells sweet. Black licorice. It's like no one wants to like black licorice at first, and like everyone, you like, hey, what are you eating? Black licorice? Like, ew. But then secretly, like behind closed doors, like you love black licorice, and eventually you're eating the black licorice, and at a certain point, like other candy doesn't even do it for you anymore. All you want is black licorice.
Take a break.
Oh, as you just said, she says that because when she first turned heel, she's like, "You're just Starlight was like, "You're just copying me. Like you're just like this good girl who's trying to be bad and whatever." And then Saya's like, "What singles match have you ever won? I don't want to hear shit from you. I don't got to take advice from you. You're just jealous because I'm taking a little liberties here. That I'm popular and cute and deal with it."
Deal with it.
言ってたけど、あいつさ、
Oh.
ヒールになってシングルの結果何か出した？何も結果出してないやつに言われる筋合いないんだよね。私はただ可愛くて人気があって、そんなヒールレスラーで終わるつもり一切ないから。だから、つべこべ言わず、お前ら見とけよ。
Kara is so charismatic. You want to see everything she has to say.
また神谷！